All right, guys, welcome back to Nate the Hoof Guy. Today's video, well, we're taking a look at this foot. Now, at first glance, it doesn't look like anything terribly wrong here. But if we swing down to the bottom, we can see she wants to put all the weight on the outside wall of that claw. And in a short minute, we're going to figure out why. And yes, you've probably guessed it already, there's rocks in there. Now, while that one was a small one, there is a much larger one hidden from view at this time. From time to time throughout this trim, you'll hear this cow fussing a little bit. She's just apprehensive about this whole process. She doesn't understand that we're trying to help her, just a little nervous, kind of like the kids at the dentist. When they're not sure what's going on, they put up a little bit of a fuss, but she'll be fine. The problem is right here, and as mentioned, there is a pretty sizable rock tucked up underneath that. Once again, we're dealing with a reverse corkscrew situation on this medial claw, meaning there's more growth, less wear toward the inner portions of that claw. So that's where we're going to do the hoof removal. That's where I'm going to take away with my grinder. Notice that outside wall area, not removing anything from there because the wall height or the sole height there is about where it needs to be. Now on this lateral, however, that outside wall height is higher. So we're going to bring that down and we're going to remove more sole from the inner portions of that medial claw, and that's going to get that claw balanced out. To finish it up, we're going to do a big wide model. That's going to help alleviate this reverse corkscrew situation and make the trim part of it last longer. By removing more of that model, it allows that foot to correct back to where it normally should be. The redness you see here, that's from that pedal bone on the inside of the foot not being aligned properly due to this reverse corkscrew. Now that we've got this foot balanced out, that will go away in time. The tip of that larger rock is just starting to poke out now, and at this point in the trim, I have no idea how big that rock really is. If we zoom in here, you can see it doesn't look like much right now, but soon you'll see there's much more hidden below the surface. It looks like I should be able to just pop that right out of there, but I'm going to need to remove some more hoof first. So how do these rocks get in there in the first place? Well, on this farm, they bed with sand, and if that sand isn't sifted properly, you're going to get some larger rocks in with that sand. That gets brought down from the stalls onto the concrete, and then when they step on those, it embeds that into that claw. Ultimately, over time, they get pressed deeper and deeper, and they can cause problems, as this one has. Now we can pull that out and see exactly how large that is. And it's got a sharp point. Indeed, that's how that got buried in there. If we look, it's left quite the cavern there. We're going to have to dish this out and see if it was just pressing on that inner sole or if it's worked its way all the way through. Now, as you watch me work here, you're probably going to wonder why I dish that area out so large and why I'm going to work this down so far when I dish this out as well. The reason I do that is I don't want to leave a hole in place that this could just happen right away again. What I need to do is make sure that I've got a large area dished out all the way down to the point where that rock was all the way in there. So it's nice and smooth, so we don't have the there's not a tendency there to have it happen just right away as soon as we put her back in the pen. Also, I need to investigate to make sure that that rock hasn't punctured all the way through. At this point in the trim, I'm not sure of that yet. You can see there's still there's a dark patch at the bottom of that. That's telling me it could very well have gone all the way through. So I'm working my way down in the smooth transitions till I get there, making nice wide dishes there to make sure I do that. Another thing people often suggest is why not just fill that hole in with some type of epoxy or something? Once again, I need to know what's at the bottom of that, so I have to get all the way down there to make sure that it hasn't punctured. If I just were to fill that with an epoxy and not do that, all I'm doing is basically recreating what that rock was doing, creating something hard in an area where there could be infection up underneath that. And obviously, I don't want to do that. I need to get this dished out so it can drain if there's a problem. And if not, I need to create a smooth transition so it doesn't happen again. As we zoom in here, you're going to see that dark mark at the bottom that I was talking about. That's the area I need to investigate. You can see it's still soft there. That means there could be a pocket up underneath that. So we're going to do that. We're going to get a block in that other claw. And then, as expected, I'm going to start to work on this. And what I find, yeah, there is some separation. So we got to continue to work that away, open this area up. Had I not continued to investigate this problem would have continued to bother her. But now we've found that area of released horn. We were able to take that away. We're going to smooth these transitions out, and we're going to get this wrapped up and let her heal. So how long will it take for this hole to fill back in again? Well, solar horn grows at a rate of about 1/4 of an inch per month. So it's not going to fill back in that hole because it's actually growing from the inside out, meaning all of those layers are pushing out together. So over time, within a month, that'll be about 1/4 of an inch thick. Once we retrim this, we'll bring the higher parts down to that new sole level, and then that sole will be uniform once again. But like I said, within a month, it'll be at that sole thickness where it can bear weight again, and she'll be back exactly where we want her. Once again, I'm going to wrap this with salicylic acid just as a preventative. Make sure we don't have any dermatitis bacteria up underneath that. And then she's ready to go. We'll see how this foot looks on the ground. And that'll do it, guys. We will see you all on the next one.